Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. He's not a real African like Francis Ngannou if you let Derek Chisora tell the story. Now, this is the thing that is really blowing my mind, and this shit kind of hits home with me, right? Radio Raheem was talking to Derek Chisora, and what Radio Raheem was implying is that Anthony Joshua and Francis Ngannou, this is kind of like the battle for Africa, because Francis Ngannou's from Cameroon, Anthony Joshua, parents are Nigerian. And I understood what Radio Raheem was saying. You know what I'm saying? Because Anthony Joshua takes a lot of pride, excuse me, I got a cold, takes a lot of pride in his Nigerian heritage. So the fact that he's fighting Francis Ngannou, you better believe that out there on the continent of Africa and in the little country Nigeria and the country Cameroon, they feel like this, what you have here, two Africans fighting each other. And that's a very big deal. But Derek, trim your mustache as of yesterday, Chisora, he decides he wants to say that Anthony Joshua, you can't really put him in the same category with Francis Ngannou as being a Nigerian or being an African. And Radio Raheem was like, well, you know, he's born in the UK, but, you know, because of his Nigerian heritage, it should be okay for him to claim being Nigerian. And Derek Chisora was just like saying, no, you can't sit there and say, basically saying like, and compare, say AJ's an African and feel like this is a battle of anything between the two of them, AJ and Ngannou, just knowing how Ngannou's story. Now, when I'm listening to him, I'm like, okay, Chisora is, I could never have a conversation with that guy. When I'm listening to him, I'm like, yo, this fucking guy doesn't listen. He just gets, he hears a little bit of information and how he interprets it the way he wants to, and then he's off on a tangent. He called Radio Raheem, a bitch and all kind of crap, because he was like, you're trying to say that I'm saying Anthony Joshua's not African. But that's what Derek Chisora was saying. But the problem is Derek Chisora is, obviously, he's not very articulate, not very intelligent. But let me not say that. He was very emotional, so he wasn't thinking. He wasn't thinking clearly. This is the deal. Anthony Joshua knows he hasn't had the experiences of Francis Ngannou. Francis Ngannou, if he has children, they won't have the experiences of Francis Ngannou. That's how it's supposed to be. Okay? But for Derek Chisora just to say Anthony Joshua didn't get over here on a boat, you know, and just get so wound up, I just thought, man, he for a guy who loves Anthony Joshua, to me, I didn't understand why he got so passionate, was so quick to kind of defend the idea that that Ngannou is more African than Anthony Joshua. So for me, it's like, all right, I kind of understand, because I'm in a similar situation. I've been in a similar situation to Anthony Joshua. Not with this boxing shit, but just as far as I'm born in America, right? Anthony Joshua was born in the UK. Anthony Joshua went back to Nigeria and spent some time there and went to school. I myself returned to Trinidad. I was younger, but I was much younger, and spent, many years there as a little kid. Then coming back to the States. So there's some pride there, very proud to be an American, but you're also proud, for me, like the West Indian culture, Trinidad being a father from Trinidad and Tobago and living there in Trinidad and Tobago, because you really identify with both. So the fact is, I'm American, but don't for one second think that I don't feel if I had to represent flags, I'd represent two. You know what I'm saying? And I think Anthony Joshua is definitely like me. He wants to represent both. So for Derek Chisora to come out and try to make it seem like, Ngannou is African, Anthony Joshua is English, and we shouldn't be trying to say the Battle of Africa. No, yes, they should do that because that's fair. You know why? Because like Anthony Joshua, like myself, like Anthony Joshua, he qualifies to be considered as a Nigerian. And when it comes to marketing, why not? It's like me. If I was into some kind of sport, say cricket, soccer, whatever it was, or even boxing, and my opponent just happened to be born and raised in Trinidad, you better believe that they're going to bring up the fact that, hey, you have a parent from there, you grew up there as a kid, and they're going to draw that comparison. And no one's going to sit there and take offense to that. You know what I'm saying? Especially in my story, when I went there, I was a little kid, man. I think I was like 2, 3. Young. Come back when I was 10. You know that? No matter what, people, they will claim you. You know what I'm saying? As long as you're proud and represent. But I understand Anthony Joshua's in a kind of precarious position because people want to pigeonhole you. But that's not fair. Because he should be allowed to claim both, because he is. Both his fucking parents are from Nigeria. What the fuck? You think him growing up? I tell you what, his belly. What the fuck do you think his belly is? His belly is fucking Nigerian. He grew up eating Nigerian food. He loves Nigerian food. I'm not saying he don't like the little shit he grew up in the UK. I mean, you can't help but have been influenced by some other things too. Me, my belly is straight fucking Trinidad and Tobago. You know what I'm saying? Curry this, roti this, man, saltfish, green banana, yuca, all that shit. Plantain, cuckoo, callaloo, all that. My belly is straight Trinidad and fucking Tobago. But I'm born here, so there are some things here that I've been influenced by. I don't eat that fast food shit. I never grew up eating that. You know what I mean? Duck and goat and all that. The only thing I've been influenced by here, maybe because every now and then I like to buy my little sneakers and little shit, but the food, nah, man, I didn't grow up eating none of that shit. All that fast food, never, man. We go buy goats and ducks and cows. We kill them ourselves. Butcher them up, man. We had deep freezers, put all the meat in there, all that. So I didn't grow up with the eating American food. You know what I'm saying? I know I used to go by my friends' houses, and that was interesting to me. You go by your friend's house, one guy's black, and they in there and whatever the hell they're cooking. Then you go by this guy's house, he happened to be white, whatever they're cooking. Then you go by your friend who parent may be Korean, or one parent from Thailand, or one parent Japanese, or whatever. Or one, the Panamanian, the Puerto Rican, Dominican. And then you see like, oh shit, they're cooking stuff similar to what we cook. Or they're eating yuca, they're eating plantain and shit, or they're eating avocado and shit. So then, as I was like 12, 13, I started to pay attention to that. I'm like, oh, okay. So there's some similarities there. And you'd also see, when it comes to culture, how people respond to food and stuff that you guys are eating in your house. And you see those who didn't grow up with that culture, who would say shit. Like, I'll give you an example. We had curry duck, and I had a friend come over. He was half Korean, half white. Then another friend, right? Black dude. And they came over. That shit can smell shit down the road when you cook, you know what I'm saying? And when they came over, I said, yo, y'all hungry? They're like, yo, man, what is that? It smells good. I'm like, yo, this curry duck. My partner was half Korean, right? His mother used to cook duck for him. She was Korean. So I guess obviously he used to cook duck. He's like, oh shit, y'all have duck? I'm like, yeah, curry duck, man. He's like, so you ever had it? He's like, nah. He's like, but we eat duck. I said, cool. Probably, y'all Korean. I don't know how y'all do that shit. Probably with kimchi. But here, get that motherfucker some curry duck, salad and rice and shit. It went crazy. The black guy's like, oh man, y'all eating ducks? Hell nah, hell nah. Man, y'all motherfuckers eating ducks? And we were cracking up. I'm like, yo, sit your stupid ass down and try it. Well, once he ate it, he went crazy, but he was just like, hell nah. Y'all eating a duck? And it was funny, but culturally, he never been exposed to that. So the reason I'm saying that is Anthony Joshua's been exposed to a whole lot, because he grew up in a Nigerian household, but he's born in the UK like me. I grew up in the United States, but my household was straight Trinidad and Tobago. Even though my mom's from over here, we got that side too, you know. But my house was straight Trinidad and Tobago. So I think it's unfair for Derek Chisora to come out and be like, AJ's not a real African like Ngannou. No, he's not born there. Simple. AJ's English, Ngannou's a Cameroonian. Simple. Like, there's no argument there. But don't come now and try to take away from this man's heritage, from this man's culture, just because he didn't have to go through what the fucking Ngannou went through. Anthony Joshua, it doesn't matter where you go. I could have been raised on fucking Jupiter. You could take anybody. Let's say people from a male and female from any fucking country, and have them go on the moon and have 2 children. And I bet you them children won't be eating asteroids and shit. Won't be eating moon vegetables. Wherever, let's say they're from Puerto Rico. I bet they'll be cooking some fucking arroz con pollo up on that goddamn moon. So then when them little aliens interviewing them kids, hey, how's it be you here growing up on the moon and shit? What do you like to eat? These asteroids, these little moon vegetables? They're going to be like, no, fuck that. I like arroz con pollo. I like them fucking habichuelas. I like them fucking habichuelas. I like them empanadas, man. I like that fricassee shit. That mofongo. That's what I like, motherfucker. Give me some chuleta, motherfucker. Get out of here. Don't want no moon vegetables. So Derek Chisora to me is a jackass for that, man. You know, I don't know what he was trying to say, but he ended up getting frustrated because Radio Raheem was more like, well, that's kind of unfair to say. Anthony Joshua is an African, and Ngannou was trying to say Anthony Joshua is not an African, but he was trying to say he is, but it was coming off more like he was saying he isn't. And then Derek Chisora got mad and basically called Radio Raheem a bitch, which I thought that was a little reckless, but it is what it is. Y'all keep cool. I think Anthony Joshua has every right to claim being an African. You know he's born in the UK, but the motherfucker's an African, man. Stop with the bullshit. I'm in the breeze.